Welcome, this is Chuck Salvo. I'm the Chief Digital Information Officer at Ovadio Technologies, and today I'm going to be covering Power BI. We're going to give you an introduction into Power BI. We're going to cover what it is, what it can connect to, what we can visualize the data with, and the Power BI portal. Just a brief introduction on all these things. So let's get started. Right here, this is the Power BI app itself. So this is a free download from Microsoft. You can author your Power BI reports and dashboards in the Power BI desktop tool, and we're going to go through a full life cycle of actually publishing a report. So here I've got a sample data set here. This is a human resources sample. So just a couple things about Power BI. Everything in here is interactive. So what I mean by that, if I go over here and I click this gender over here, you'll see over here how the charts and graphs change. If I click the female over here, again, everything changes. If I deselect it, right, everything just moves with it. So the great part about that interactivity is it gives you the ability to drill through data and try and find those nuggets of information, try and find those actionable insights. This is a huge improvement over what you saw in the past with things like Crystal reports or SQL Server reporting services. So what I'm going to do here is if I just scroll over, you'll see I can also get data points in any of these charts. And then I've got different tabs. So again, this right here is called the report, right? So this is a PBIX. This is the Power BI format. When I publish this is when I'll actually create some dashboards, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So over here, you can see I've got all these different reports. Wonderful. Again, same ability to kind of drill through. So I can say the Northwest, and again, different information, East, right, Central, and everything's changing, right? So even drilling through further. And again, our goal here is to get the insights about what's going on with our data set. So this data set, if I come over here and click on the right-hand side on fields, this is my data set. So another great thing about Power BI is what's happening is I can go in here as a data architect. I can set up Power BI, connect to all these different data sources, present the data model. And now as an end user, I don't have to deal with where's the data, what's the field name. These are my fields right here. So if I go into ethnicity, there's my ethnicity fields, my date fields, my age group fields, so on and so forth. We'll work on that in a little bit. One last thing I want to show you over here is if you click on this new hire scorecard, we can also get a mobile view. So a view that's optimized for the mobile experience. And there is a Power BI mobile app as well. So where do we get data? If I click on here to get data, I'm going to go over here and click on more. And what this is going to show you is the various data sources that are already supported natively by Power BI. So simple things like Excel workbooks, text files, XML, JSON, but then going further, PDFs, Parquet files, SharePoint folders, SQL databases, Access, Oracle, IBM, and so on and so forth, continuing down into all the different pieces of Azure. There's even a notion of Power BI data sets that you can go in there and create a data set and publish that. Again, this way allowing a different developer inside the organization to create reports without having to understand the underlying data model. Continuing down, Dynamics, Salesforce, Google Analytics, so on and so forth. So I'd say about 80 to 90 different data sources, and these are always being added, right? So even here, Microsoft Teams Personal Analytics, that's new. So you'll see a lot of these are coming in as beta. They've got the ability to filter. I can show you just the database ones, stuff coming from the Power Platform. You'll see here Microsoft Dataverse. This is a big part of Microsoft's application, part of the Power Platform. The Dataverse is a very powerful solution for creating apps. So here you just see native integration, right? All your online services, and then other. Right? So the goal behind this is that with Power BI, I have the ability to connect to all these different data sources, and I can actually create data models. So if I click on this right here and I click on the model, you'll actually see what I have, right? This is a full-blown data model. So it's a star schema, right? We've got the center here with all our facts and dimensions around it with all the different relationships. So if I right-click on this, I can go to the properties and I can see how it's related, right? It's a many-to-one relationship. The filter direction is single. You'll see my fields mapped over here, right, and everything's ready to go. So again, I could bring in different data sources, bring them into this data model, and basically create the solution where then I can visualize the data. And that's, again, what you're seeing over here. Back to our left-hand side, if I click on this, this is our data fields. Right? So we see the fields over here. So if I go over here and I click on pay type, right, there's the table. Same thing over here. If I click on employee, right, here's all the employee information. Right? And it's great because I can go in there and I can actually create new columns. I can create new columns, I can create measures, right? I can even create new tables around this. So again, a lot of ability of kind of that ETL, extract, transform, load, but being able to create the measures and summations that you need to perform good calculations. So let's take a look at another Power BI report. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go to my IT spend analysis. This right here is just another Power BI report. Again, ability to click through, right? Everything changes. If I go over here, spend cost, right? Again, shared services, clicking on there, I get a better visualization of what's going on. Okay, so again, though, if we look over here, let's go over here to our tables, right? So here's our fields in our tables, right? So if we go to cost element or department, tables are right there. But when we go to our model over here and we click over to our fields, oops, let's get back to our model. Oh, sorry about that. That's why. Okay, so you'll see, sorry. Why is this one doing this? All right, there we go. So you'll see over here, we've got business area and then cost elements, dates, regions, but then over here, we've got facts, right? So over here, we're actually using measures. So what's cool about this is where Dax Queries come into play. So what Dax allows you to do is allows you to use a language. It's the same language that's used inside of Excel to go in there and create formulas. So you'll see over here, this amount is picking up the total year to date with the sum of the value filtered by the date times 0.3, right? So again, all these different summations and calculations can be created and then leveraged inside the visualizations. So that's something that's, again, another powerful part of Power BI. All right, so when we talk about these visualizations, if I click over here, let's go over here and we'll add a new tab. You can go in and create any sort of visualizations. So we've got stacked, we've got pies, we've got a pie chart over here, right? So let's go look at amount. So if I just click on a field, you'll see it brings it right into the Power BI page, right? So then let's go to business area, all right? So now we've got a breakdown of business area, all right? Nice and easy. And now if I want, I can change the visualization. Let's go to a pie chart, right? Very easy to do things. And again, if I go in here and add this to the details, right? Oops. If I add business area to details, and you can just mouse over things and get the information that you're looking for. Right. So again, a lot of different visualizations. We can go in there and we can just render as a table, right? Render as a matrix. But then you can get into some really interesting stuff like Python. I can actually go in here and write a Python visual. So some of you might be like, what's a Python visual? Python it's a scripting language that allows you to create visualizations inside of Power BI. So you can see here it actually creates and gets everything ready. So that, again, you can leverage a technology like Python. You can do the same thing with R. You can do, what else is in here? We can do cards in here, right? So card is just value over here. You can get into maps. So if we do the, okay, so we could do a map over here. And what this is going to do is we're going to add in a couple of fields. So the size here, we've got the actual amount. So if we go in here and we take an amount in here, put that in size, now you can visualize your spend across the globe, right? Pretty easy to do with the ability, again, to just put a mouse over and you can see exactly what's going on. All right. So again, kind of the visualizations, different options. Another nice thing here too is if you want to, you can insert a visualization, right? You can say new visualization. You can actually say more, and you can click on app source. Oops. Okay, it's going to make me sign into my account. Of course, we're going to MFA that. So now here we have even more visualizations, right? So if we scroll through here, and you can see from the scroll bar that there's a lot of different visualizations in here. So when you start thinking about this, what you really have is you've got the ability to go in there and create your own visualizations. So if there's some way that you need to visualize the data, you can go in there and author your own visualization and publish it. You can have both organization visuals, right, and app source. And the app source is everyone. Right, so if you're looking for just new ways to do tables, right, table heat map, table sorter, all these different options. So again, this ability to expand the visualizations really gives you the ability to create any sort of solution you're looking for. You can also put in things like text boxes, buttons, shapes. You can bring in Power Apps. You can bring in Power Automate. Right? So there's even ways to extend Power BI above and beyond what you're seeing. So let's go back here to our human resources sample. And we're going to talk about the Power BI portal. So you've authored your reports, but how do the users consume them? Well, that's through the Power BI portal. So I'm going to go in here and I hit publish with one button. It's going to say, do I want to save my changes? I'm going to say yes. I've got a destination. So these are all workspaces. We'll cover that in 1 second. I'm going to hit demo right there. It's going to say, do I want to replace it? Because I've already published this. And right now it's going out. It's connecting up to the Power BI service, and success. So it's giving me the link that I can go in there and I can actually go and open that report. So this here is the Power BI portal. Now, this has a lot of features and functionality right now because I have the ability to author it. But I can go in there and share this out with my users and they wouldn't see anything like edit or being able to export or things like that. But again, it gives you the same type of information. If I go in bad hires, again, all that click-through capability all exists. So the great part about this now is your users can go in here and actually consume this. They can go to app.powerbi, go to this group, they'd see the workspace, right? So this is the workspace over here, and they'd see the reports, right? And this right here is a dashboard. So if I click on the dashboard sample, what this is doing now, this is leveraging the different pieces of data from the report, right? So if I click onto this, what happens is it brings me into the actual report itself, right? So I've got multiple reports in here. So this is a retail analysis, but I created this dashboard, which again is bringing in all these different assets from this report. So if I click on this year's sales, you'll see again it drills through from the dashboard to the report. All right. So that's it. That is Power BI in a quick 15-minute demo, giving you an overview of capabilities and features and kind of the overview of what it does. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to reach out to us at ovadiotech.com, and we'd like to talk to you more about this and see how we can help.